Have you noticed how some women over 50 seem to radiate elegance without effort, while others try so hard yet miss the mark completely? The difference isn't about price tags or following trends, it's about wisdom. When I see Helen Mirren command a room in simple attire or watch Meryl Streep's understated sophistication on the red carpet, I'm reminded that true elegance speaks softly. Last week, I attended a gallery opening where a woman in her 60s wearing a perfectly fitted navy dress captured everyone's attention, outshining those half her age in designer labels. Her secret? At our age, elegance comes from intentional choices and knowing exactly what to avoid. This isn't about changing your style. It's about enhancing the natural grace you've earned through decades of living. I'd love to know where you're joining from today. Comment your city below, hit that subscribe button, and let's explore the first critical mistake that might be undermining your natural elegance. Number 1. Uncomfortable clothing and shoes. Last month, I attended a charity luncheon where I spotted a woman in her 60s wearing what must have been $1,000 designer heels. They were stunning, but watching her wince with every step and clutch her friend's arm for support told a different story. Despite her expensive outfit, all anyone noticed was her discomfort. This is what I call the elegance contradiction, when what should enhance your sophistication actually diminishes it. The most elegant women over 50 I know prioritize one thing that younger women often sacrifice: comfort. Now, I'm not suggesting you trade your style for orthopedic shoes, but there's scientific evidence that pain changes everything. Your posture slumps, your face tenses, and your confidence evaporates. No designer label can compensate for that. The solution? Look for what I call the comfort-elegance balance. Those kitten heels with proper arch support. The pants with a forgiving waistband but impeccable cut. The bra that fits perfectly without digging into your shoulders. My friend Catherine, at 72, always looks magnificent in her 2-inch block heels. She can stand for hours at gallery openings, her posture perfect, her smile genuine. She chooses shoes with cushioned insoles and dresses with natural fabrics that move with her body. Remember, elegance at our age isn't about enduring discomfort. It's about appearing effortlessly composed. The moment you start adjusting, tugging, or limping, the illusion breaks. I'd love to know, do you have a favorite brand or style that offers both comfort and elegance? Share below. We can all learn from each other's discoveries. And ask yourself, shouldn't your clothes serve you rather than you serving your clothes? After all, true elegance feels as good as it looks. Number 2, too many clothes, too little style. My dear friend Martha called me in tears last spring. After decades of collecting clothes, her closet was bursting. Yet every morning she stood paralyzed, feeling she had nothing to wear. Sound familiar? When I visited her home, I saw the problem immediately. Hundreds of items, many still with price tags, created a chaotic rainbow with no coherent story. Martha had plenty of clothes, but no actual style. Here's what most elegant women over 50 understand. A crowded closet doesn't create options, it creates confusion. Research shows we wear just 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. The rest? They're just visual noise that makes daily decisions harder. I helped Martha create what I call a confidence closet with just 35 quality pieces that work beautifully together. 3 months later, she looked more elegant than ever. Not because she bought anything new, but because every piece had purpose and worked harmoniously with the others. Think about the most sophisticated women you know. Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda. They're not known for endless variety. They're known for a consistent, refined personal style that feels authentically them. Start by asking yourself 3 questions about each item. Do I love it? Does it fit me today? Not the me from 10 years ago? Does it mix with at least 3 other pieces I own? If the answer to any question is no, perhaps it's time to let it go. The magic happens when your wardrobe becomes smaller but more intentional, when every piece earns its place, when getting dressed becomes a pleasure, not a chore. I'm curious, could you benefit from a wardrobe simplification? Have you ever tried creating a capsule collection? Share your thoughts below. Remember, elegance isn't about having more choices, it's about making better ones. Number 3. Poorly maintained clothing. I was at a women's leadership conference last fall when I noticed something fascinating. The woman who commanded the most respect wasn't wearing the most expensive outfit. She was wearing the most impeccable one. Her simple navy blazer and white blouse looked pristine, while across the room, another woman's designer suit looked rumpled and tired. That's when it hit me. The condition of our clothes speaks volumes about our self-respect. A well-maintained $50 blouse will always outshine a neglected $500 one. As we pass 50, this becomes even more important. We've earned our place in the world. Our clothing should reflect that dignity. But I know what you're thinking. Who has time for elaborate clothing care? Good news, it doesn't take much. Try this simple system that works for my busy life. Keep a small steamer in your bathroom. I use mine while the shower warms up. Have a good lint roller in your car and by your door. Invest in proper hangers that maintain shape. Those wire ones from the dry cleaner are clothing's worst enemy. For knits that pill, a $10 fabric shaver works wonders in just minutes. And here's my secret weapon: baby wipes. They're perfect for quick spot cleaning when you don't have time for a full wash. Remember that elegant clothing isn't about perfection, it's about intention. A small repair shows you care. A freshly pressed collar shows attention to detail. Even a well-placed safety pin in an emergency is better than ignoring a falling hem. I'd love to hear your quick clothing care tricks. What's your favorite way to keep your clothes looking their best without spending hours on maintenance? Ask yourself, what message does the condition of your clothing send about how you value yourself? After all, the way we care for our clothes often reflects how we care for ourselves. Number 4. Clothing covered in logos. Have you noticed how the most confident women in our age group rarely wear clothes plastered with designer logos? There's a reason for that. I remember shopping with my friend Susan, who was eyeing 2 beautiful handbags. One was covered in the designer's initials, while the other featured the same quality leather with just a subtle emblem. "Which one says elegant?" she asked. The answer was clear. The second bag whispered quality rather than shouted brand names. Our generation grew up when logos were much smaller or hidden entirely. The most exclusive items were recognized by their quality and design, not by giant letters spelling out the designer's name. That discretion is making a comeback as a sign of true sophistication. Think about it. When you see someone covered in logos, what's your first impression? Studies show that excessive branding can actually signal insecurity rather than status. The most elegant women over 50 understand that their personal style should speak louder than any label. This doesn't mean avoiding quality brands, far from it. It's about choosing pieces where craftsmanship takes center stage instead of advertising. That beautiful leather bag with perfect stitching. The cashmere sweater with an exquisite drape. The sunglasses with a tiny discreet logo on the temple. I have a simple rule. If the logo is the main feature of the item, I pass. If the quality would stand on its own without the brand name, it's worth considering. What about you? Have you noticed the difference between subtle quality and obvious branding? Do you have favorite brands that offer beautiful pieces without turning you into a walking billboard? Remember, when you enter a room, people should notice you first, not the designer you're wearing. True elegance lies in being recognized for your presence, not your purchases. Number 5. Poorly fitted clothing. Let me share something I noticed at my college reunion last year. Among all the women there, one stood out, my friend Patricia. She wasn't the thinnest or the most expensively dressed, but her clothes fit her perfectly. Nothing pulled, Nothing sagged, everything skimmed her body just right. She looked absolutely magnificent. Here's the truth that elegant women over 50 understand. Fit is everything. A $30 perfectly tailored shirt will always look more expensive than an ill-fitting $300 one. Our bodies have changed over the decades, and that's completely normal. The secret isn't fighting those changes, it's dressing the body you have today with respect and care. I used to buy clothes for the body I hope to have someday. Sound familiar? Now I know better. When clothes fit properly, magic happens. You stand taller, you fidget less, you forget about your clothes and focus on living. Finding this fit doesn't require a model's figure, just a good relationship with a tailor. Even simple alterations can transform an ordinary garment into something that looks custom-made. Hemming pants to the right length, taking in a waist that gaps, or adjusting shoulder seams can make all the difference. Here's my practical advice. Budget about $20 to $40 per garment for alterations when you shop. Ask friends for tailor recommendations. A good one is worth their weight in gold. And remember which brands tend to fit your body type best. For everyday items, try this test. Can you raise your arms comfortably? Can you sit without anything pulling? Does the garment stay in place without constant adjustment? If yes, you're on the right track. I'm curious, have you found certain brands that fit your current body particularly well? Share below so we can all benefit from your discoveries. Remember, your clothes should be allies that help you shine, not enemies that make you self-conscious. What if everything in your closet celebrated the body you have right now? Number 6. Too many accessories. At once. Last Christmas, I attended a holiday party where I noticed two women about the same age. One wore multiple necklaces, stacked bracelets, statement earrings, and a brooch. The other wore just a single, beautiful pendant necklace with simple pearl studs. Guess which one looked more elegant? The second woman's single quality piece drew attention to her face and her warm smile, while the first woman's jewelry competed for attention. This brings us to a principle that elegant women over 50 understand intuitively. When it comes to accessories, less truly is more. It's not about minimalism, it's about impact. Think of accessories like seasoning in cooking. The right amount enhances the meal. Too much overwhelms it. The same is true for your natural beauty. As we mature, our faces tell stories of wisdom and experience. Good accessories should frame that story, not distract from it. Here's a simple approach I call the Rule of 3. Limit yourself to 3 noticeable accessories at once. Perhaps earrings, a watch, and a scarf, or a necklace, a ring, and a bracelet. This creates balance while still allowing for personal expression. Quality matters more than quantity. One well-crafted piece often creates more impact than multiple lesser items. And contrary to what you might think, this approach actually gives you more versatility with fewer pieces. I've found that accessories with personal meaning create the most powerful impression. The vintage brooch from your mother, the artisan-crafted necklace from your travels. These pieces start conversations and reflect your unique journey. I'd love to know, do you have a signature accessory that makes you feel especially elegant? Or have you noticed how different you feel when you simplify your accessories? Ask yourself, do your accessories complement your natural elegance, or are they competing with it? Remember, at our age, we don't need to hide behind our jewelry. We've earned the right to let our authentic selves shine. Number 7. Poor quality fabrics. A few years ago, I was shopping with my daughter when she held up 2 nearly identical black sweaters. "Mom, why is this one $39 and this one $139? She asked. I had her feel both fabrics, and her eyes widened. "Oh, now I get it," she said. That moment taught her what elegant women over 50 already know. Fabric quality changes everything. The truth is, our skin becomes more sensitive as we age, making fabric choice even more important. Poor quality synthetics don't breathe, create static, and often look shiny in all the wrong places. They can make even the most expensive-looking design appear cheap. But here's the good news. Identifying better fabrics isn't complicated. Use the scrunch test. Squeeze the fabric in your hand for a few seconds, then release. Quality natural fabrics will release wrinkles quickly, while poor synthetics will stay creased. Also, hold items up to the light. Can you see through it? That's a red flag for longevity. For everyday comfort, look for cotton with a small percentage of stretch, silk blends, fine merino wool, and modal or tencel for t-shirts. These fabrics drape beautifully on mature bodies and feel wonderful against sensitive skin. You don't need to spend a fortune either. Mid-range brands often have seasonal sales where you can find excellent fabrics at reasonable prices. I've found wonderful linen pieces at Target and cotton silk blends at outlet stores. Remember, the way fabric moves with you matters enormously after 50. Stiff fabrics that crackle or cling to every bump are never flattering, regardless of price. Fabrics with a beautiful drape create an elegant fluidity that's universally flattering. I'm curious, have you noticed how different fabrics affect how you feel throughout the day? Which fabrics have you found most comfortable and flattering as you've matured? Remember, quality fabric doesn't just look better, it feels better. And at our age, we deserve both beauty and comfort. Isn't it wonderful when we don't have to choose between them? Number 8. Overdone Makeup. I recently had lunch with a friend I hadn't seen in years. She arrived wearing heavy foundation, thick eyeliner, and bright lipstick, the same makeup routine she'd perfected in her 30s. The problem? She's now 65, and instead of enhancing her natural beauty, her makeup was aging her by at least a decade. This is something elegant women over 50 understand. Our makeup needs change as our faces mature. What looked fresh at 35 can look harsh at 65. The goal shifts from dramatic transformation to thoughtful enhancement. Think about the most elegant older women you admire. Meryl Streep, Helen Mirren, Jane Fonda. They all wear makeup, certainly, but it's applied with a lighter hand that celebrates rather than masks their maturity. Here's the surprising truth. Heavy foundation settles into fine lines, making them more noticeable, not less. Thick eyeliner can make eyes appear smaller, and very matte lipsticks can emphasize lip lines rather than disguise them. The solution isn't abandoning makeup, it's adapting it. Try a tinted moisturizer instead of heavy foundation. It evens skin tone while allowing your natural texture to show through. Switch from powder blush to cream formulas that create a natural flush. And consider softer eyeliner applied close to the lash line rather than dramatic wings. One of my favorite makeup artists suggests this approach. Choose one feature to emphasize rather than trying to highlight everything. Perhaps it's your eyes one day, your lips another. This creates focus and prevents that trying too hard look. Remember, makeup should be joyful, not another chore. A 5-minute routine with the right products can be more flattering than 30 minutes of complicated techniques. I'd love to know, have you changed your makeup routine as you've gotten older? What products or techniques have you found most flattering for mature skin? Ask yourself, what if your makeup enhanced your natural beauty instead of trying to create a different face altogether? After all, you've earned every smile line and expression. They tell the story of a life well lived. Ladies, we've explored 8 things that elegant women over 50 never wear. Not because of arbitrary rules, but because true elegance comes from choices that honor who we are today. Our style journey isn't about chasing youth or trends, it's about expressing the confidence and wisdom we've earned through decades of living. These suggestions aren't about impressing others, they're about feeling wonderful in your own skin. About walking into a room and being remembered for your presence, not just your appearance. I'd love to hear which of these ideas resonated most with you. Do you have additional insights about elegance at our age? Share your thoughts in the comments. Our collective wisdom is so valuable. Next week, we'll explore how to build a versatile wardrobe that works for your real life, not some fantasy version of it. Until then, remember that true elegance isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. And like fine wine, it only gets better with age.